Yes, Cruz, how is it going? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Now, today we're going to be talking about my recent Phenibut experience and the subsequent withdrawals that I had. So, firstly, we're going to talk about my past experience. In the past, I have had a packet of Phenibut, what's it about? I don't know what it's called, one of the two. And I've had my access to these capsules, and the capsules are dosed at 450 milligrams. So I've tried a couple of those at a time in the past. It's meant to, help with kind of cognitive function. It's meant to be a kind of nootropic, help. It releases GABA, the neurotransmitter, and yeah, a normal dose, a small dose is 200 to 300 milligrams. Then a okay dose is like 500 milligrams, and then when you're getting into kind of more serious dosing, that's about 1,000 to 1,500 milligrams, as far as I understand it with my limited experience. So I've tried, a couple of these capsules before, maybe 900 milligrams total Phenibut per serving. And yeah, didn't really notice any crazy impactful effects or side effects or anything. More recently, I've had it in my drawer, in my supplements drawer for some time, a packet of Phenibut powder. And so I've dosed it up into my own capsules. And one day last week, I tried, I think my first dosing was around 1,500 milligrams. And I felt something from it. I definitely felt something from it. I don't know. I felt good. I felt good. I'd had an increased sex drive. I've heard Leo Longevity talk about this with regards to Big Lenny from the Del Rey Misfits, one of the most interesting physiques in bodybuilding. And anyway, they were saying how it improves your sex drive and all this type of stuff. I can attest to it. Yes, in decent dosages, Phenibut does improve sex drive. So that's one really good thing going for it. But I perceived that it was just like a like 5-HTP or something like that. It wasn't that impactful on you. I do get effects from 5-HTP. I do feel it the next day if I take it at night, but it's not crazy. So that evening, I dosed another 1,000 milligrams before bed. So that's already 1.2 grams at least that I had that day. And yeah, the next morning I woke up and I found that I was very distracted. Trying to get everything ready before I got to work, and just everything was a distraction. I was looking at my phone, looking at YouTube videos, just everything was pulling me off course. I felt like I wanted to communicate to people. I was very energized, but yeah, very distracted. Now that evening, I was feeling a bit anxious that evening. I wasn't feeling that settled. So that's one thing that happened the first time I took it. I had a massive decrease in anxiety. I was having a bit of going through a bit of stuff in my life, that day. And I thought, oh, I've got this tool in the drawer. Let's try it. So I had it and I noticed a massive reduction of anxiety. Now, the next day, I felt it creeping back. So I was going to go out. It's a lovely day. The lockdown is lifting. And I went to the park with my friend. And I dosed again around 1.5 grams, 1,500 milligrams of Phenibut before I went. And yeah, I was definitely feeling it. I felt awesome. Like really, really, really awesome. My cognitive faculties seemed to be like just working so well. But I wasn't hopped up like I was on some type of amphetamine or something like that, or Ritalin or anything. I was very talkative, social, relaxed, focused, and no impairment in my motor skills, but a massive drop in inhibitions, similar to that I experienced when taking alcohol. But with no slurriness, no sloppiness, I felt like I could communicate so well. amongst, like the best I've ever been able to communicate, on a par with that. Very social, very cheeky, flirty, speaking to people. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. Now, later on that evening, when I was going to bed, I'm thinking, right, it's going to be wearing off now. So again, I dosed another gram of it, or 1,000 milligrams, before going to bed. Now, what I didn't realize is that it takes around 4 hours to kick in. And if you're not feeling it, you're not meant to redose that same day. It's a bad idea. So that's one mistake I made. Now, as it's a GABA agonist, GABA is associated with sleep. And so both nights when I took it, I had very good sleep, very good sleep. I'm using my watch to measure the sleep metrics. I had a decent amount of deep sleep. I felt pretty refreshed, a little bit groggy. I didn't get enough of it. Doing too much stuff, not enough prioritizing and executing. So I didn't really get enough sleep, but it felt like it was a very deep sleep. And yeah, that's one really good positive thing. But again, the next day I woke up, I was so distracted. I was unable to be like, right, I've got to get to work. I need to do this, 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 and this before I go. I was dilly-dallying, getting distracted with this, just wanting to communicate, being very social kind of minded. But yeah, it wasn't like that focus drive that you get from some other nootropics and stimulants. Now, that same day, I was feeling very confident, very communicative, just feeling great. I was feeling really great that day, actually, the next day after I took it for the second time in a row on a big, big, big dose. And then I started getting a bit grumpy. Then the next day, I woke up feeling quite grumpy. And as the day went on, my thoughts really degenerated into very negative thought cycles. It seemed like there was no hope. I had no energy. My cognitive faculties were significantly impaired. I was unable to express myself and communicate. And basically, as far as I understand it, my neurotransmitters had been set completely out of whack by taking this supplement in such high dosages for so long. Basically, it's an analog of GABA, the neurotransmitter GABA, but it's got this group attached to it so it can pass through the blood-brain barrier. But when I was on it, I wasn't doing any of this. It was very like stop, pause, think, say, express yourself very clearly with energy. I felt so creative when I was on it. But these were very high dosages, mind you. But I felt amazing, just amazing, amazing. Now, when it got to the next day, I started to feel like bad, really bad. And or was it even the next day? You know what? It wasn't the next day after I took it. It was the day after that. That's when things got really bad. Oh, it's my alarm. Excuse me. That's when things got really bad. Basically, yeah, very negative thoughts, thinking really dark things, hopelessness, fatigue, a general malaise, just no energy, get up and go to attack anything in life. Now, fortunately, I had some other supplements on hand which could help mitigate the side effects. And today is the day after that, and I'm feeling great. So, sorry, my food's ready. I got some chicken cooking. So basically, what I used to negate some of the side effects that I was experiencing on that second day were magnesium. This is meant to help. L-theanine is a amino acid which is found in plants, and yeah, that also helped me with a boost. I also took ashwagandha. Now, this is also meant to help increase the GABA in the brain as well as L-theanine, and they're all very calming. So yeah, I used these, and then at nighttime I implemented the use of diazepam, which is also GABA receptor agonist. And now I've woken up from having the diazepam. I feel fine. I have no intention of redosing with Phenibut anytime soon. I'm going to give it at least a week. And moving forward, I am definitely not going to take 2.5 to 3 grams in one day. And I'm definitely not going to take it for 2 consecutive days. And if I ever do that, I'm going to do it at a low dosage. The withdrawals from this compound, it is a drug. I know it's a supplement that you can buy without a prescription, kind of from the EU. It's a bit of a grey market area, but the withdrawals and the way it can mess up your neurotransmitter balance, that is actually serious. It can actually be very serious. Reading the reports and of people trying to get off their Phenibut addiction, some people suffer from seizures and all sorts, suicidal thoughts, like anxiety, depression, just loads of bad stuff that you don't want to deal with. So it's a very powerful tool, especially in these higher dosages. I mean, I felt amazing. I felt nearly as good as I've ever felt. I felt so good. It's a very clean energy. It's also kind of like a drowsy energy. I don't know. It's very hard to explain. I was yawning, but I was eloquent and talkative and could express myself maybe better than I ever have done before. So it's a powerful tool for getting rid of anxiety, for being creative and expressive and communicating with people. But in these higher dosages, it has many problems. So if you're going to use this compound, please be careful. Please be careful. Don't take it too often because dependence is a real thing and it can occur for some people even after a few heavy sessions using it, consecutive sessions. Other people kind of recommend using it at 200 to 300 milligrams per day on a daily basis. I've heard that's not such a good idea. So I hope you found this informative and that you are feeling a little bit more educated about Phenibut as a cognitive enhancing agent. So until next time, catch you later. Peace.